All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Walter Simonson's Star Slammers issue number 4 of 5 from Bravura Malibu Comics. There is no 5, by the way. The whole numbering was completely wrong. I'm going to explain that a little bit later. So, I really want to like this book, but it's a mess when it comes to story. Art is phenomenal, but the story is all over the place. This is the short gist. If you want to pause the video, and I think there's way too many characters, way too much things going on, crammed all into these pages. And when I have the hardcover because I think, oh man, this is so cool, it looks cool. And then I got the floppies, these floppies, and the story is just what this is it, because when I showcased the hardcover with the first story with all these cool armor and cool masks, from these Star Slammers, I think, yeah. And then it all being reduced to one guy, this Rojas guy here, who's been captured by, the Empire, drugged, and then some other guys called Sky wants to kill them because of revenge. Right, because the Star Slammers were mercenaries hired by the Empire to destroy a village, Sky, right? And then he's been brought into the Meredith and heavily guarded by Colonel Phaedra and Space Bulls of Team Nova. It's just too many, right? And then the Meredith has been surprise attacked by the Skies, the very people whom the Slammers on area attack was directed, and they are telepaths, but also advisors to the Empire. So, wait a minute, if they are advisors to the Empire, then why did the Empire want to kill Sky people? And if the Sky people, are advisors to the Empire, why would you then take over the ship and crashing it down into the heart of the Empire? I mean, you are advisors. What is going on? Anyway, so Roach has been trapped, and these are these Sky people, right? They are just want to kill Colonel Phaedra and the Star Slammer Rojas, right? And her team. So Rojas says, "Hey, I got a thing, right? But I cannot reveal it, so you have to turn around." And I said, "What? What do you mean turn around?" He says, "I'm not giving away my secrets." And then they do that, and the only thing that's going to happen is that he's concentrating and then says, and then jumps into the sky or into the ceiling. And I think, what is then the correlation here? It doesn't seem that they are just being turned around. And the only thing that is going to happen that he's just turning into some kind of a crazy dude. And Phaedra says, Commander Rojas' offer on strategic and tactical warfare. Just get ready. I think all hell is about to break loose. So he's just saying, rah, 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 right? Basically, he's ripping these guys in half. And it all looks great. I mean, Walter Simons's art is big, bombastic. It's cool looking. I'm not into Rojas. I think this Rojas character looks... it doesn't look appealing, right? He's not super jacked. He looks like an overweight dad, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but him being a badass, and I don't know, it just looks weird. Anyway, so Cal, or one of her generals, I guess, says, "Come with me," and they helping him, right? But she's then being hit by a blast from Sky, and then her crew's going wild and just going also nuts on the Sky people while protecting this guy. He's a telepath but lost his power somehow. And then he's suddenly is normal again, right? He says, "Hey, it's very impressive, Private." He says, "Sir, how did you do that?" Trade secret. So, and that's the whole gist. It's all, I'm not going to tell you anything. It's just all the secrets. I'm going to tell you anything. It's just secrets, right? And he says, "All right, Colonel Phaedra is all right." He says, "Hey, did you disobey orders?" She says, "No, sir. The kid was with me the whole time." "Hey, did you see the dead guy in the gold armor?" "Definitely the Skies." "Yeah, the rest of them are just standing clone drones." So Fredo says, hey, we have to reach auxiliary comm center. There's just a chance the sky haven't destroyed it. The Emperor must be warned. All right, so they're still working for the Emperor, right? Okay, that's cool. Anyway, so he says we need to be careful and need to be more stealthy. It's a little bit overexposure. Then we go to this guy, this sky guy, and they're calling him Songbird, which I think is a little bit weird name for this old guy. He was, I don't know, head honcho of this telepathic sky people, right? And he says there is some mental interference that they have never encountered before. Long story short, they think it's the Star Slammer, right? All right. And same with Colonel Phaedra. She's too dangerous. But things are going well, Songbirds. Captain Salaru, under the mental influence of your siren creation, is guiding the Meredith Beautiful to its rendezvous with destiny. All right, we still have an ace in its hole. All right, fine. And then, I know, these two are, he says, there was some hit you took back there, not a scratch. Soliton energy shielding in a harness? Yeah, that's right. That's higher grade technology than the Minoan Empire usually fields. I travel, okay? I pick up stuff. So it implies that she has secrets, and she has secrets, but all this knowledge, story is going nowhere, basically. He says, like brain blockers, a wise choice, but not really the most interesting thing about you. The skies obviously can access you. You are genetics, aren't you? How do you know that, right? It's just, how? Anyway, but then we have the sky people tromping around, tromp. And then they are below, right? Well, they are just trying to search them, right? And a lot of, I think, unnecessary dialogue is in here. And then this is happening, and I don't know why, because there is zero chemistry between these characters. I mean, they talk to each other, but there's no romance, but it happens somehow, right? More dialogue, and Colonel, they gone. So maybe this isn't the time or place. It isn't, but it was fun. He says, you were right. Courtesans, he says, first-class Genetronics Inc. And well made too. I vouch for that. Better than you might think. You're familiar with Genetronics? Who isn't? A multi-galactic corporation. You desire, we supply her or him or it. And what Emperor Zakros, the 15 designed was me. So she's basically a genetically made sex puppet, I guess. I was built to match his dreams. But he was rapacious, is that how you say it? And grasping ruler. And his counselors persuade him to shortchange genetic chronics. They went on a muse, so they shortchanged him. I was only 4 feet tall. The Emperor was outraged, but I was able to change his mind for a little while. She's probably the most interesting character of this whole book. It was a state funeral, courtesan weren't invited, so this guy died. Still, he died smiling. And within 24 hours, his good counselors disguised as installed his nephew as the Emperor, a non-telepath, a deadhead, and thereby consolidated their hold on the Empire. For fun, they made me the royal nanny. What they didn't know was that Genetronics already enjoyed a good laugh. I was made tougher than any standard courtesan model, much tougher. The skies made the imperial offspring my charges, my children, and I swore I would help them. How long ago was this? 200 years. I haven't aged much. No kidding, but I'm not getting any younger. All right. You know that what happened here won't make any difference if I have to take you in? Sure. Let's go along with that. So let's go to the auxiliary command center, right? And he also says, well, you're my kind of woman. Meanwhile, we have the underlings, captains, colonels of Captain Phaedra, the people that help them, is getting captured. Somehow are they being attacked, but they are getting captured, spoiler. And then suddenly, give me a minute, I need to try something again. And then he's using something that I think, okay, that looks cool. And he says, too far. Too much telepathic interference. Or maybe I still haven't recovered from the drugs you people gave me. What was that, telepathy? Not exactly. Mind language? No wonder slammers are so hard to beat. Don't guess too much, but we are stuck now. We have to take the bridge. And then she says, oh, by the way, your armor is on board. Because she lied to him. And because in the last issue she said that his armor was on another ship. And he was mad about that. And now he's mad that she's lying about him. And she says, hey, it was a security precaution. Not even Captain Salardo knew about it. All right. And then using another thing that he stole from the assassin, because he killed the assassin and grabbed stuff of him. And he's turning himself into one of these telepaths guys, right? And he says, how do I look? Well, your mother would know you, but I'm not sure about the skies. All right. And then we go to these guys that's been captured, and they blame this young boy. This guy says, don't blame him. I manipulated to catch you. And he says, these brain blockers, only royalty have access to it. Where did you get it? Why is that important, I think, to myself? He says, so basically he's revealing what he has done here. Moving that part on, I think that's not really interesting, but you can read it. Just like Captain Salardo, I access his deepest desires, and now he's going to die willingly for me. Thanks to the presumed destruction of Sky by the Slammers under Imperial State, we presently have full-blown rebellion in the outer systems of the Sporades. And while the Emperor dithers, we strike. So it's been revealed that they are the one that hide the the Slammers, and it was a setup. And the Sorry, got telephone. He says, of course it was. We let the Slammers believe the Emperor hired them to destroy his enemies, just as we let them think we destroy Sky. And we engineered the Slammers' captures, dropping one of his own ships on him. We needed him. The inner system still supports faced us. So we rearranged an incident, and soon the Emperor and the most of his governor will cease to exist. This little bit of computer-created imaging will be shown on the Empire Hologast and reveal an escape of the desperate Star Slammer swallowing the Meritive Bridge and taking over the ship, only to lose control and bring it down on top of Knossos, destroying the Emperor and most of his government. Pity. Fortunately, we Skies, the Emperor's most trusted counselor, will step into the void, or step into Villain the Void. With the Slammer to blame and backing of the Sporades, the coup will be complete, and the government will be ours. Dude, this is all way too complicated, man. It's just, why make it all so weird? Anyway, and so they're being tortured, and it seems that this guy has a crush on Phaedros. All right, cool. More talking, right? I believe, and basically, what's here, it's a little bit more explained. And I was totally checking out. I mean, we have, first of all, way too many characters. We have the Emperor, we have spies, we have killers, we have goons, we have Captain Phaedros and a crew, and we have the Star Slammer, we have this telepathic boy, and then we have this guy. Dude, we only 4 issues in, and you give me stuff that should be a space epic, a space opera, something big, something very cool. But then you just throw all of these characters. I just said, I noped out. Anyway. So he says, you tell me what I know, or perhaps you already have. The redoubtable Colonel Phaedra. Who else? I knew there was more to her than the councils expected. All right, so she's then the key or something, and it's all about these brain blockers. I think, why are you just hammering about these brain blockers? Who cares, right? Anyway. So it seems that the brain blockers, the higher-ups were brain blockers, and they couldn't read the Emperor's minds anymore. So, and he says the Emperor has been moving to assert Imperial control over both Treasury and armed forces. What choice do we have but to eliminate him and those who support him? Dude, just kill the Emperor and be done with it. I mean, if you are the advisors, right? There's 100 ways of killing him and taking over control. Instead of, I don't know, let's destroy a camp. and then we blame the Star Slammer, and the Star Slammer will be hauled to Knossos for judgment, so he will die anyway, right? But then, oh no, we just want to kill the Star Slammer, which I think, why would you kill him if you want to blame him for the coup, right? Because you just said that, you want to use him to, just use the ship to drop on Knossos. But in the other issues, you want to kill him, which then disrupts the whole plan, right? Because if he's dead, he cannot pilot the ship into Knossos and get the blame for it. Oh, man. Anyway, more talking. Anyway, we'll examine Conor Fader more closely when she becomes available. But in the meantime, I think you're just about ready for rewiring. There, I make it up to you. Perhaps I'll rewire the Colonel just for you to be your personal slave forever and ever. Well, Star Slammer here in this disguise is just killing people left and right. So this guy sends a disturbance in the force somehow, and he says, hey, where's my people and who are you? Security, look alive. There's an authorized guy on the bridge. Bring him down. So he's getting blasted by the others, and that leads us to the next issue. And because he thinks this is a slammer, and he noticed that this is a slammer, although he doesn't know for sure, but yeah, that. All right, a mess, really a mess. Unfortunately, I wish it was better. Like I said, it leads us to issue number 5, which is not 5 because this is only a special. Because I looked briefly in this whole debacle, but it seems that there was reasons why it's not being continued. But then years later decided, hey, let's continue it anyway. But then doing a special instead of bringing out issue number 5 to wrap it all up. Also by Dark Horse, not by Bravura Malibu. Maybe because of rights or the book wasn't going anywhere and they wouldn't bring it out, and then they decide to come back and then, oh yeah, let's do a special, but then under a complete other publisher. Speaking of unnecessary complications, right? Anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.